Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Owlet tournament. I am your host and play-by-play caster, Rainbow. We've got an excellent match for you tonight featuring the Ohio OwOs versus the Dumpster Divers. Joining me in the commentary booth tonight is Nocturnal. How are you doing, Nocturnal?
I'm doing well, Rainbow. We have a very exciting match here today between the Dumpster Divers and the Ohio. This would have been a little bit more exciting if Dumpster Divers did not lose last week to the Happy, meaning they would have continued their undefeated streak. However, they have a chance to ruin Ohio OwOs' undefeated streak so far this stage. So it's going to be interesting to see what Dumpster Divers can do here against Ohio OwOs, or I probably just cast a curse like I usually do, and Ohio OwOs will end up 4-0.
Yeah, I just gotta say the Ohio OwOs are gonna win. But yeah, so right now Ohio OwOs is sitting at number 1, and Dumpster Divers is at number 3, with about a 10 map differential between the two, with Ohio OwOs at plus 15 and Dumpster Divers at plus 5. But you know, we can see Dumpster dethrone them here, which I'm hoping to see, as always. Yeah, I love my exciting matches. We'll kind of have to see how it goes as we start here on Nepal.
And we're going to be starting here on Village, so we most likely will be seeing a Meg composition, maybe some Reaper, and of course we might also be seeing the Arista Sigma. However, last cast where I casted the Dumpster Divers slipstream, I said Ryan Zarya was a lot of people have been running it recently, as I've actually figured out. A lot of majors teams, others minors teams have been running. As for an example, yep, such as the Ohio OwOs, who like the they are running currently Ryan and Zarya. So it'll be interesting to see if they're sticking with this or if they're just messing around the spawn room. As we are about to get started here.
It looks like they are going to be running this, and we get the Arista Sigma on the other side. Fairly traditional DPS that we are seeing with a Mei on the side of the Ohio OwOs. They're coming in both through the top here as the fight starts. A wall comes out, splitting off the Dumpster. Can give the Ohio OwOs some good advantage, but they didn't get any picks directly off of that. But they are pushing the Dumpster Divers back into that room, but Dead pops out and takes out just a Seaman. A good pick started that fight, taking out that Mei. So you no longer get that separation with the walls. Dumpster Divers continue to push more towards the point, taking down Aurelius, and it looks like they will be taking this first point. Ohio OwOs need to get some picks to stay alive here. As Claylam out goes down, it looks like their hopes for winning first fight are going to be dashed, and that is going to be the Dumpster Divers taking this first.
Definitely one thing I would say about the Ohio OwOs is on point. Mei, when on point, is able to block off half of the point, so that the enemy team cannot get into the fact there. If Mei was able to get to the point first and Ohio OwOs were able to get there, Dumpster Divers would not have been able.
Yeah, that is very true. Setting up on this point in particular is very powerful with the Mei. They push in here with a Coalescence and the Supercharger coming out, as well as Jav takes down 2 of the Dumpster Divers players, and they continue to get these kills on the side of Ohio OwOs, very quickly clearing out Dumpster. That was a very clean fight on the side here. The Lucio still hanging around a little bit, preventing them from capping, but the Dumpster Divers did lose that point with 37%, and it is now on the Ohio OwOs.
Absolutely, and you have to be very, if you're the Ohio OwOs, you have to be very glad because you didn't really expend all Coalescence, and your 50% Dumpster Divers, they use Coalescence and they use and they don't have that drum, so already they're at an ult disadvantage, and they just need to clean the point.
Yep, they are pushing in here through the high ground. Both teams kind of posturing back and forth at each other, but the Aristocomp is a little bit more presence to do that in this little kind of poke phase with the Arista there instead of the Rhine. But they are pushing more towards the point here, so it'll give Rhine a bit of an advantage. But Claylam goes down on the side of the Ohio OwOs to Dead Inside doing very good on this Doomfist. They did wall off the Reaper there, but he was able to make it out. And the Gravitic Flux coming out from Sid Vicious, but a beat to respond to it. A Blizzard coming out from the Ohio OwOs along with a Death Blossom. Doesn't get any kills. The Dead Inside is continuing to clean up the backline here. It is kind of going back and forth here, but the Dumpster Divers are looking pretty good, as I believe that it just seems the only one left there, and they are going to be taking this point back. The Ohio was made up to 63%, so the Dumpster Divers has a bit of catching up to do.
There were a lot of big plays there from the Dumpster Divers. From the beat, right when the Blizzard and the Death Blossom came out, to the Graphitic Flux and the Halts being together. Just a lot of great things there from the Dumpster Divers. And now they have that Death Blossom just to save on, and they're about to have a Meteor Strike when it comes up in 50%.
Yeah, and Den's doing a lot of work there, but Aurelia is taking him out right at the beginning. That could be detrimental to Dumpster Divers, as we see the OwOs rolling in, but a Death Blossom coming out from Snowshow doesn't get anything, unfortunately. The Coalescence coming out from Penguinator to keep the teammates up, but they are also taking down Hooper right there. That is the main tank down for Dumpster Divers. Is only really Sid Vicious standing there hoping to prevent them from trying to get to that magical 80%. And they're actually coming back here. Dumpster Divers getting kills there, but the grab came out from Claylam out there, traps them but does not prevent them from getting kills. Dead inside continuing to do a lot of work on this Doomfist, and they're continuing to get these kills here and clean up. The DPS really showing off right here as the percentage is ticking up. OwOs did manage to touch the point, but it looks like they won't be able to touch it again, and they have gotten Village. That was very back and forth there. That was very exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Once I saw Hooper die after using the drum and the drum was destroyed, I thought that OwOs were going to be able to take the point back. However, it just seemed like that they weren't able to kill all the Dumpster Divers. The Dumpster Divers were able to use coordination and be able to secure the necessary in order to get the win on Village. So now we're heading over here to Nepal Shrine, where we most likely will be seeing the same thing for both sides, but we might see changes coming, I don't know, eventually. Actually, no, I do see a change, actually. Justice Seaman is going to be playing the McCree this time, and Job is going to the... And sadly, no more Ryan. Yep, and no more Farah. Alright, great to know my casting skills are going to use here, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you think Denside's going to continue to dominate on this Doomfist?
I feel like he is. He's doing really good so far in this Doomfist. Just the Seaman is playing the McCree now, so it'll be interesting if Dead Inside can get that much value.
Yeah, very true. They are starting to posture on the point here. OwOs maybe looking a bit stronger in their positioning, but Denside coming and trying to get kills. But Claylam out takes down Cooper, and that's an essential piece for Dumpster Divers going down. And that's their two main pieces out of there. So it looks not looking good. Denside trying to bring it back though, but they will be retreating back to their spawn to...
Pretty much what Ohio was there, from what I saw, is that they literally just held W and kept forward, while Dumpster Divers did the exact opposite and held S. So not really smart by Dumpster Divers. However, they still have a chance to bring it back. Dead Inside does almost have that Meteor Strike, and Nevitz has that Coalescence. So it'll be interesting to see how they use. Yeah,
Coalescence is coming out from both sides. You know, it is looking pretty good here. Dumpster Divers kind of rotating around to the side. Job getting taken down by the rock, but is able to make it out there. And they are, you know, kind of pushing in from both sides, it looks like. You know, trying to get something done, but Denside gets taken out with that flashbang, as you were talking about, from the McCree, used to take him down there. And it looks like OwOs are just continuing to get these kills. You know, as they are cleaning up here, and it's only really Sid Vicious. I don't think it was the cleanest fight from Dumpster Divers. Their attack was a bit disorganized there.
Absolutely not. I don't really think that was a clean attack. However, I can say one positive about that attack, and it's that just the Steam-Man was trying to get a high noon off, and literally the Dumpster Diver could just turn the corner and be out of the sight of the high noon. So not a great ultimate usage. However, that doesn't mean he is not close to another one. He's already 64%. But it's going to be interesting to see how the Dumpster Divers engage on this attack.
Yeah, as they're moving towards the point, Gravitic Flux coming out from the OwOs, and yeah, that's the end of that push already. That's kind of just depressing to watch, but, you know, a lot of ults on the side of Dumpster Divers there, so they can bring this back with one good push here. I gotta say, those the expectations for that fight were sky high until that Gravitic Flux came, in which case they were down on the ground. But other than that, you can see the Dumpster Divers trying to touch before the time's out, and it looks like they will be able to. Yeah, the Supercharger did come out, and the Gravitic Flux coming out as well, but the response with the B and a huge 3K from Justice Seaman on that McCree there. Death Blossom came out, didn't get anything, but they are going to be winning this round here, it looks like. Yeah, and that is going to be bring us to 1-1 here on Nepal, and we're going to be heading to Sanctum. Lot better angle there from Seaman to be able to secure that high noon. I do have to critique Mirage a bit there. Literally
just ran straight into Seaman, acting like he didn't exist. Like, what were you doing, Mirage? I get you were trying to boop him away, but there is a reason High Noon is so deadly. But anyway, we are now heading to Sanctum, so it'll be interesting to see if OwOs decides to change it up, or if they decide to stick with that Orisa Sigma, because obviously the Orisa Sigma was deadly, it worked, it got them the win easily, so we'll have to see what they do here.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see how many pulls we're gonna be able to get and how many boops from these Lucios. I love a good boop, so I'm hoping. Give me a 2K.
Yeah, Reddit Lucios, let's go. Reddit Lucios unite. Anyway, as you can see, OwOs are coming out with one difference than Dumpster Divers, a Roadhog instead of a Sigma. So it'll be interesting to see how this hog works. And that's not a good
this
thing.
pulls just to see me getting taken down. It looks like Dead Inside is the Superior Doomfist, at least for right now. Bonezone getting near 2K right at the beginning. I love you, Bonezone. A pull coming out as well, looked like right there from Hooper. So they are making me so happy right now, and it is a fairly even fight, I gotta say. But it looks like the Dumpster Divers might be winning it here as they continue to get these kills. And I think OwOs is gonna have to back up, trying to delay the capping of the point as long as they can, just even trying to get some work on that Doomfist, but it's going to be taken out. That was a very good fight.
Yeah, I must say, I will give Bonezone Reddit rating 6 out of 10. He didn't get the fight win, but he at least got 2 boops. But Dumpster Divers able to secure that, which is surprising considering they lost 2 members. But then again, you also have to take into consideration the loss that OwOs had. So it'll be interesting to see how OwOs pushes into this fight here.
Yes, a lot of stuff happening already. Dead Inside continuing to do really well in that Doomfist and taking out Aurelius. And then going after Penguinator. Death Blossom coming out and getting 2. Bonezone tried to boop him away, but it was not enough, and they were able to still get those.
Yeah, really good job here by Dumpster Divers. However, I do have to critique them on one thing: their ult economy. Now all they have is just support ults and the Graphitic Flux is still built. Meanwhile, Dumpster Divers are almost about to have 5 of their 6 ults. Never mind, they switched off of the Roadhog to the Sigma, so now they lost that whole hog.
Yeah, Hoover taking down Seaman right at the beginning there. And a Coalescence coming out as well as the OwOs are trying to push in towards point. These fights are happening very quickly, but this one is happening a bit slower. And, you know, it's just kind of posturing back and forth. Steven trying to get in, get something, but Dead Inside takes him out again. And so it is not, you know, looking too good here. They just continue to get these small picks onto OwOs to prevent them from making a really good push forward, but with the supercharger coming out, they might be able to get some work done. But Penguinator and Aurelius get taken down by Dead Inside. He comes out from Mirage, maybe a bit unnecessary, but as the percentage continues to tick up for your capture, you know, you don't worry about it as much, because you still have like 4 ults on the board as Nevitz's Coalescence ticks up.
Yeah, he may be dead inside, but if he's not dead in your games, you're dead yourself, because he is ripping up the OwOs right now.
To prevent people from moving forward, the beat does come out to help get them to point, and they are getting some kills here. Realize takes out Hooper, and Jav takes out Sid Vicious with the Death Blossom. Jav gets taken out himself, and OwOs are getting these kills here. Nevis does fall off the side there, but they are getting these kills. That was beautiful from OwOs, a real back against the wall fight there as they have.
Absolutely, and now, but the only problem was they expended a lot of ults, and Jam actually switches off to the forest, so they might be able to hold this if they use it correctly. Meanwhile, on the side of Dumpster Divers, you do have 3 ults on board. Hooper almost dies before he uses
as 2 already get launched there. Dead Inside taking out Penguinator. Losing that support player is very crucial, and Aurelius getting taken down as well as Dumpster Divers are pushing towards the point, forcing OwOs to pull back and try to delay as much as they can. The Graphitic Flux coming out. Snowshow getting a 3K with that Death Blossom. Absolutely amazing. And it looks like Dumpster Divers is going to be taking this back. You know, Penguinator probably going to try to touch here along with Aurelius, trying to delay this as much as they can, but Aurelius accidentally slamming down into the void. Not looking good, but Seaman does touch the point, does get taken as Claylam out is the next to touch here, taken out again very quickly. Bonezone trying to put on a showing with this Lucio, trying to touch, but gets taken down again. It is just touch after touch from the OwOs as Dumpster Divers continues to clean up very well here, and with the boop onto that Wrecking Ball, it is Dumpster Divers winning on Nepal. So this is actually a lot more dramatic than it seems, because OwOs, minus the one tie versus the Happy Squids, have had a golden stage. So this is the first map taken off OwOs so far this stage.
Yeah.
So Dumpster Divers is doing really well. I really hope they can carry this momentum through here, or Ohio can bring it back. Either way, this is looking to be an exciting match.
I'm sorry, but I just watched that play of the game, and the fact that 2 people went after Justice C-Man going after the dead. Okay, I get it. It was the map that you lost, but still, come on, Dumpster Divers. But anyway, really good showing here by the Dumpster Divers, and I feel like OwOs, they're trying to go against the meta right now, and it's not working. It's kind of like what we saw with Slipstream last week, except for some reason, OwOs, they can play the meta. They showed they could on Shrine, and yet they're not playing it. They're playing something else other than the meta, and they're losing because of it. But then again, they didn't actually play the meta on Shrine. They played with McCree. I feel like Dead Inside's Doomfist is the main reason that Dumpster Divers are doing so. And if they were able to counter it, like just the same as McCree, there might be a chance that they are able to take this game.
Cool. So we do need to do a quick pause here before we go into map. So we will be right back. Okay. Oh, sure. So we are going into Volskaya Industries next. So what do you think OwOs is going to have to do to pull back and really, I think the main component here is countering Dead Inside's Doomfist, because I don't remember perfectly, but I don't remember his Doomfist particularly from the last match we casted for Dumpster Divers.
Yeah, absolutely. Dead Inside was not really playing that much for Dumpster Divers last time. He only played 2 of the we cast this time, and now he's playing pretty much, I think, every game. So it's really showing that Dead Inside really improved on that Doomfist and is able to work with the team here. Also, I feel like what we saw on Shrine with Justice C-Man playing that McCree was the answer. Being able to counter Dead Inside's Doomfist, which is obviously an extremely hard carry right now, was the reason why they were able to take Shrine. And just the impact of that McCree getting long-range damage, which Dumpster Divers really showed none of. They were mainly playing Reaper Doomfist. They never pulled out a May. They never pulled out Ash, McCree, what have you, Soldier 76 even. They played exclusively the meta, and that's where I feel like Dumpster Divers really shines. But if you can break that meta at any point in time, like the OwOs did playing that McCree, then there is a weak spot. So it's going to be interesting to see what OwOs does here on Volskaya heading into our next map. Or we could just be seeing Reinhardt Sigma like we did with Slipstream, but I don't know. Well, we never know. This is the Miners division.
Yeah, I'm always excited to see what they're going to be pulling out. So we did get a swap there, although I'm not sure what's happening that, so I'll pause on that. But while Dead Inside is doing amazing on this Doomfist, I do have to also give props to Snowshow, having a very good showing on this Reaper as well.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. I feel like Snowshow has been doing really good on the Reaper as well. He's been getting huge death blossoms. He's been building up those blossoms pretty well. So I think we're going to see a lot of good things here from Snowshow if he continues to play this Reaper.
yes. So okay. So it is not confirmed. There's a slight grouping mishap, but we are going to have Azalea coming in for Nevitz on the Dumpster Divers. So Nevitz was playing the Moira there. So I'm excited to see how this switch is going to affect Dumpster Divers play, and going forward here.
Yeah, absolutely. So Azalea, of course, one of the many support players that Dumpster Divers has. I don't even know how much they have, but we'll assume they have a lot. They have 3. Okay, thank you. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what we see here. And I think we also had a swaps on the side of OwOs. Turbo Nerd, I think, is in right now, and Blackman is also in. But correct me if I'm wrong on that, because I do not remember.
That does seem to be correct, because we had Bone Zone previously in Blackman's role, so I'm curious to see, how that's going to be affecting their play, 'cause Bone Zone did seem to be doing a pretty good job on that Lucio, and I'm trying to remember who was in Torino's position, because I have a bad memory.
I think it was a no, it wouldn't have been a Roy. It was Jav. Yeah, Jav was in his position.
Yeah.
And what is this from
Oh,
the
yes.
side of Ohio? Oh,
We
no.
have a rotating Bastion bunker with that Symmetra there. I am very excited to see Ohio's play this because while it is a Bastion bunker, and that's generally thought of as a fairly easy comp to play, it's not, and especially if you're doing the rotating Bastion bunker, there's a lot of thought that has to go into how you're doing this and making sure you get those rotations off perfectly. So I'm excited to see how cleanly Ohio is going to be pulling this off here, and how well Dumpster Divers is going to break it.
Absolutely, and I feel like this is another big counter to Denside's Doomfist, because who needs the McCree when you just make it so the Doomfist can't even touch you? So we'll see what happens here with Dumpster Divers as they come in here on the attack on Volskaya.
Yes, they are going to be rotating in, and they are now seeing this Bastion and trying to figure out how they're going to be approaching this here.
See Dead Inside already trying to step up into the garage. Everyone else seems to be stepping in the garage except Snow Show. So this is gonna be interesting to see what Snow Show can do. We talked about how good he was before.
Yeah, making this rotation here is fairly good positioning. We have Claylam out on the ground, trying to contest them a little bit so they can't just sit there for free. Dead Inside did try to pop in, get some damage done as well as Snow Show, but it's not quite enough, and they aren't really making progress here. They're just kind of sitting around. Dead Inside gets taken down there along with Mirage, so they kind of need to die or get out here, or wait for those players to come back. But Sid Vicious does take down Claylam out, which gives them an opening there, as they no longer have pressure. But we do see the Mercy coming in to get that res. The Immortality field onto her was very smart play from Penguinator, and I think that's just great coordination as the Bastion Bunker is rotating down to weed them out of that room there, and just really get them to die here. Mirage getting taken down. We see that Dead Inside is kind of hiding behind that wall. They're going in, trying to get something done, but overall, not a lot of push from either side. Ohio was trying to do some stuff, but Dumpster Divers is kind of holding out a bit here. They do have players going down, and as I said, they're holding out. They then lose 3 players, so they're probably going to be backing out now. Yep, as I see Sid Vicious jumping off the cliff to rejoin his team in the spawn room.
Get inside that. Never mind. Inside that.
What do we need to be seeing from Dumpster Divers here? How should they break this?
They are taking this approach really slowly, and I don't like it at all. They were in that garage for probably 2 minutes, and now they only have less than 2 minutes to actually get point A, or at least a tick on it. So they need to start engaging more. They need to be more aggressive. I talked about how aggressive Ohio OwOs were and how Dumpster Divers weren't really on Shrine. They need to change that up. They need to change it up right now.
Yeah, very true. Ohio is looking strong with 6 ults there as they take down Dead Inside as well. So it is not looking good for Dumpster Divers, and they're going to need a bit of a miracle play, if I'm honest, to bring this back.
Absolutely. If anything, they need to halt and do the Meteor Strike just so they can get everyone into the same area, and Dead Inside can kill everyone as they come across the back.
They're pushing up here. The Graphitic Flux coming out from Claylam out is going to be putting in a lot of damage into Dumpster Divers. The Death Blossom coming out takes down 1, and the Coalescence taking down 2 more. They are making these plays and coming out here. Justice even trying to recover with that tank configuration, taking out both of these supports for Dumpster Divers. But we only really have Aurelius and Turbo Nerd still here on the point, but Turbo Nerd is getting some work done. There's very few people left here on the point, and it's only really Dead Inside sitting here. He needs to stay here and avoid getting a shot from people coming back to the spawn as he waits for his team. But they do have that tick, and it looks like Ohio might be backing it up, but they no, we see Claylam out coming.
Ohio, yeah, they're pushing it. They're pushing
trying
with
to
Soul
prevent
Picks,
them
though.
from getting to
And,
point B. Denside takes out Penguinator though. A good first pick, but the res coming out from Blackman on that Mercy. Gravitic Flux coming out from Sid Vicious. So many ults on the side of Dumpster Divers. They just dumped 3 ults right there to prevent Ohio's retaking this point. And they are doing it effectively as they continue to get kills here. And it looks like they have secured this point officially very soon. Okay, yes, now they have officially secured this point and are going moving on to point B. So, what are your thoughts on the current ult economy right now?
I feel like that Ohio OwOs, it was very unnecessary to use those ults. Yes, the staggers were going to be coming in. Yes, they had ults, but they only had the support ults. You should have known that, but really just bad ults economy there for Dumpster Divers. Meanwhile, Ohio OwOs, they still have the Ant Matrix and they're about to have another Flux. And they're about to have the Photon Barrier, so really strong showing here by Ohio OwOs.
Yeah, and they have switched off from the Bastion to a Mei as they are going pushing in here. A lot of ults coming out, and Snowshow using Death Blossom but getting taken out by Turbo Nerd. We see the Slam coming down, not getting any kills there, but is now gets kill onto Blackman. So Dumpster Divers is getting a lot of kills here as they continue to move forward, and they have taken out everyone on Ohio OwOs, and I'm not sure that they're going to be able to get back to contest this at all. As we get 2 ticks coming in, and yep, that is going to them capping it with 2 minutes on the clock. I'm gonna be honest, 2 minutes ago I was not expecting this. I was expecting that, you know, it's just gonna be a crush and we weren't gonna get to point B at all, but you know, they capped it. They kind of rolled from that point A to point B.
Yeah, absolutely. I could definitely see that with you. And here's the thing about Bash and Bunker. It is really good for defending A, but once you lose A, you're screwed. You don't have the ult economy. You don't have the right heroes. You need to set up again. All that sort of stuff comes into factor when you have to switch off that Bash and Bunker. I know this because I played on a GGNA team who always played Bash and Bunker on Volskaya Industries Defense A. We always lost on Volskaya Industries. So it is very common to see a Bash and Bunker not work after it's broken on point A. So that is really the weakest point right now of Ohio OwOs. They need to make sure that they can stabilize after the Bash and Bunker is broken. And speaking of Bash and Bunker, it looks like we're going to get a little deja vu here with Dumpster Divers finally switching off the meta and going to a Bash and Bunker.
But it is a bit different because we aren't seeing the Symmetrix. There's not that rotation factor that we saw, but it wasn't super utilized, I must say, from the Ohio OwOs. I think they could have utilized the rotation a bit more to rotate to a different high ground, but it's going to be interesting to see if they can copy the performance from the Ohio OwOs on point A. And if they don't, have a cleaner switch on point B so they can avoid getting rolled. So it's going to be interesting to see as we do see the Renzaria and a Junkrat coming out from the Ohio OwOs.
Yeah, and they also have this McCree out here, which means they probably expected Dead Inside to play the Doomfist, but we never know. We don't know the comms of every team, so this Junkrat definitely going to be a big impact here, though, to breaking this Bash and Bunker, and that's not a good start.
Yeah, it looks like they were fully expecting that. Aurelius does go down, so they might be able to recover here as they continue to get kills. Snowshow having a good show here as Mirage gets that Immortality Field onto them, which I think was very crucial to getting that win. Mirage does go down though, and Ohio OwOs might be able to get enough kills as they continue to take down players. A tick is on its way, and there's only really Hooper left. Yeah, that is going to be a take for point A. It looked good, it looked bad, then it looked good again. And they're going to be taking point A with a nice 3 minutes on the clock there. They will get time added as we go in, and they have 6 minutes to cap point B. So I am very excited for this, but it does look like they will have enough time to switch off the comp here and set up for point B on the side of Dumpster Divers.
Are you sure about that? Because Ohio OwOs is already taking the high ground advantage as they start to drop down on the left side. But yeah, it looks like Ohio OwOs does have the ult advantage, however, when it comes to this fight.
Yeah, the window coming out, and Aurelius goes down. A big pick is, looks like Ohio OwOs is going to be retreating here. They are not going to be getting the roll, which is very good for Dumpster Divers, but you know what, if you don't get that roll, time starts ticking really quickly off of your clock.
Absolutely, and the big thing here is that OwOs are still going to be coming into this next fight with 5 ults on the board. Meanwhile, look at the side of Dumpster Divers. They don't have one. They're going to have the drum soon. They're going to have the Graphitic Flux soon. But other than that, I don't see anything up on the side of Dumpster Divers.
Yeah, the wall comes down and the Deadeye comes out and gets 2. Both the DPS are gone for Dumpster Divers. They're going to be moving in here without much fear of getting killed. The Riptire coming out, getting Hooper, and there's barely anyone left. Only Sid Vicious and Azalea were left there. And they're taking down, as players are coming back though, and they have not gotten this tick, so it's still possible for Dumpster Divers to recover here, as they're going to be able to stagger in fairly quickly as we are on 2 CP. But they're kind of holding out, letting them get a tick to let everyone get back to have a full attack here. But Mirage does get taken down early. Hooper taken out immediately, but the Gravitic Flux coming out, hoping to take down Blackman there. It does work, but Sid Vicious is taken down very quickly after, and it looks like this take is going to happen. Oh, but Snow Show does touch in time, but is taken down there rather quickly, and that is going to be them capping it with 4 minutes on the clock, which is 2 minutes more than the Dumpster Divers had. This is 2 CP, folks.
Yeah, absolutely, and yeah, and the stalling was actually not that bad in terms of Dumpster Divers. Like, I got a bird's eye view of that, and when Mirage went to go touch the point, when he died, Hooper was actually waiting around the corner of the arc so that he would touch after Mirage died. So then it would cycle around in order to make sure that Sid Vicious could use his Graphitic Flux, and hopefully Dead Inside would use his Blizzard. Unfortunately, the latter did not happen, and Dead Inside was literally killed by a charge. Unfortunate, but still. So now Dumpster Divers have a lot on their hands. They only have 2 minutes to get as much progress as they can here on Volskaya Industries. So it's going to be interesting to see what they run here. Are they going to be running the meta, or are they going to be expecting that Bastion Bunker? Meanwhile...
Yeah. I mean, I was expecting that Bastion Bunker because they were able to whittle 2 minutes off the clock easily on their first defense, but they did switch it up, probably, you know, thinking that Dumpster Divers had to kind of figure them out a little bit and would have a good plan of attack. So they did switch up to this Ryan Zarya. How do you think this is going to go from the side of Ohio?
Well, I mean, if you look at the DPS compositions, you have that Junk again, which could do a lot of damage, and you have the McCree, which we talked about how it counters the Doomfist. Dead Inside, obviously, is really good at Doomfist. So now that you don't have that Doomfist, what are you going to do? You have to run Dead Inside on Mei, which I'm pretty sure makes him more Dead Inside.
Yes, all miss her Dead Inside. As we are pushing in here, Aurelius gets frozen, but is able to make it out of there. Dumpster Divers is slowly pushing in and taking space, going around both sides of the truck here, as Ohio is retreating back to point, just knowing that they need to keep Dumpster Divers off the point as long as possible, because you don't have that full time bank that you have when the map starts.
Absolutely, it's going to be interesting to see how Dumpster Divers engages here, and that's a good one.
Ooh, Justice Demon getting taken down, which, you know, could be the beginning of the end. Aurelius also getting taken down. An even bigger piece of the puzzle if Penguinator also gets taken down. I'm kind of reading the death feed here, but they are continuing to get these kills and take down the Ohio woes, and the, you know, stagger isn't quite as powerful, or the stall isn't quite as powerful there. And it looks like they're going to be taking this, and they did roll point B last time, so let's see if, you know, it's going to happen again. It's a bit of a different setup here, but we're going to have to see how this goes for Dumpster Divers, as they are already pushing up here, as you see Dead Inside moving towards the point.
Just going to point out, Mirage got 2 kills there. Great Reddit Lucio. I agree at 5 out of 10. So it's going to be interesting to see how Dumpster Divers push on this, because the ults are even pretty much, apart from one Coalescence Azalea does not have, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so we do see Penguinator bring out that Coalescence. No kills really happening, but probably helping keep the team up as Mirage gets taken down by Justice Demon. But they're pretty much, you know, they either have to retreat now or push now because of the limited time bank. It looks like they're going to be pushing. Dead Inside bringing out the Blizzard as Ohio gets a bit too aggressive and taking down those players, and they're getting these kills. They just are going hyper aggressive here, taking out these players, continuing to use all their ults, knowing that it is now or never. Aurelius is coming around from the side, getting a charge in here, doesn't hit anyone. It looks like they're going to be taking him out. The Death Blossom coming out, taking 2. So many ults getting thrown out here to clean up the OwOs. Just even trying to get that last little touch there. But it's going to be taken out rather quickly, and that is going to the end. So they are capping point B for the second time this map, and that was a great attack from Dumpster Diver.
If you told me with 2 minutes left in the first round that Dumpster Divers would be able to get 4 points, I would have not believed you in any way, shape, or form. But Dumpster Divers are making it work. And one thing I really was pretty glad about was that in the beginning, when they lost that one player before they pushed into point B, it was Mirage, the Lucio. Lucio is a very fast character. And if it was Sid Vicious, Hooper, that fight would have gone an entirely different way. So, and the Blizzard Dead Inside was able to identify when that Blizzard was best required. As you can see, all of OwOs were pushing forward. They were ready to aggress. They were ready to win that fight. Dead Inside slams the Blizzard on them and ruins that entire chance and gets them point B. So really good job by Dead Inside to identify when to use that ultimate.
Yeah, and as we were seeing in the last game we casted for Dumpster Divers, they look very clean. They're very well put together, and you can see almost the cogs turning in their head as they make their plays. It doesn't feel haphazard or like it's just, the DPS popping off, which we see on some teams. It is really a team effort, and you see the coordination happening.
Absolutely, and once again, Dumpster Divers will be running this Bastion Bunker with OwOs running the exact same composition, McCree, Junkrat, Reinhardt, Zarya. So it'll be interesting to see how Dumpster Divers goes against this now after their failed attempt last time.
Yep, same attack formation from the OwOs coming in here, and the immortality maybe gets used a bit early there, I think. Coming in from Mirage, so we're gonna have to see how this transpires. Aurelius dropping down to the low ground there. Is not looking good for this attack, but does take down Dead Inside. Dead Inside also had to drop, but Blackman getting taken down by Snowshow. They are setting up on the point, and Aurelius taking down Sid Vicious as well. As we continue here, it's very back and forth, but the tick is coming in very soon here. Yep, that is the first tick, but Dumpster Divers are getting those kills and are going to probably be able to prevent the second tick from coming in. They're hiding kind of out of the point of view, and it really is just kind of like slow picks back and forth from these teams.
Absolutely, and here comes Dead Inside from the backline. They don't even see him coming, and he's already trying to get just a C-man, which would be big if he gets them.
Splits them off and is able to get that kill. Dead Inside doing really well here. OwOs backing up and not getting that second tick. Oh, nah, I said to say that they pop back on for 1 second just to get that tick. But looks like they're going to be, rotating around here.
Rainbow, I don't know if you see this, but Mirage is caught out by 3 of the people on OwOs.
They're going so far. That was a very odd play. I've never really seen that before. Really chasing that kill.
Yeah, they pretty much took advantage of a weird situation, and now they're going to be able to kill Snowshow probably very easily, unless he shreds right through them with the tank.
Oh, the tank gets booped up by Blackman. What a play! And that looks like it's going to be the end for Dumpster Divers. So they do get that point. So it was an odd play to have 3 people chase 1 person into the spawn room, basically, but it did work out as they're going to be advancing here. And Azalea getting taken down just then is not gonna look good for this defense here, as they might be able to get a nice roll through here. The wall coming up, trying to separate them, aren't able to get any kills, capitalizing off of that. The supercharger coming down, Dumpsters are getting these kills, the Blizzard coming out to help prevent any further movement. And they might be able to get Blackman before he escapes, and they do. So they are able to prevent that roll, but they still, OwOs still has 1 minute 40 to take this second point.
I talked about earlier how it's very hard to recover after a Bastion Bunker, but it seems like Dumpster Divers are actually doing better than 99% of people I've seen run Bastion Bunker on A. So they're actually improving. Dead Inside is going to be playing the Doomfist here as we go in, and Snowshow, of course, is not playing a different hero. He's actually playing the McCree now instead of the Reaper, so it's going to be interesting to see how they work. Meanwhile, OwOs, 5 ults. That's all I'm going to say.
Rotating around the side, Dead Inside kind of waiting in that corner for when they round it. looking to get that initial punch off. Not getting any kills immediately there. The Shatter coming down, taking out 2 for the Dumpster Divers, but Mirage is able to take down Just Steam, and the Gravitic Flux coming out, the beat to respond. Not able to get any kills off of that as OwOs continuing to get a couple kills here. And that is 2 more getting taken down, and the Junkrat Tire coming out is looking to clean up here. And, you know, unless an insane stagger comes in, yeah, Azalea coming in here, getting that touch. And if they can whittle this down to 0, that's going to be very, very good for them.
Yeah, absolutely, but it looks
we're
like
gonna have to see how this goes as Sid Vicious goes down. And charged off the point there, but they're still touching a little bit and able to get these amazing stalls coming in, but they're not able to get down to 0, but that's okay because both teams have a minute to attack on point A.
Absolutely. However, I do have to criticize Dumpster Divers right there. Mirage decided that it would be a good idea to go into the to follow OwOs and try to get just a C-Man on that McCree. As it didn't really work. I think it was just a C-Man. It was either just a C-Man or Turbo Nerd, whoever the McCree was. But he tried to go straight for him. He did kill him, but 2 of his teammates were dead by the time he did. So, not a great play there by Mirage. However, Dumpster Divers have a minute, OwOs have a minute 18. So it'll be interesting to see what they run here. I'm going to expect, and I know this sounds crazy, Bastion Bunker. Because it takes a while to break a Bastion Bunker. And if the teams are able to push through it, then that means that you pretty much have it in the bag. So,
Big Brain Caster, they're running Bastion Bunker, but this time
know?
they're running a Far Mercy, so that is a bit different. As we're going to, oh god, our 5th round here.
Yes, it is our 5th round.
2 CP, 2 CP, my dudes.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny. They're actually running. I actually used to run this setup on my GGNA team. This is the exact setup we ran. We ran on Orisa, Sigma, Bastion, Pharah, Mercy, and Batiste. I was always the Batiste. And we used to set up exactly like this on the right side with the Pharah Mercy doing a lot of damage overhead. So, excuse me.
Yeah,
they're really taking inspiration.
Can do a lot of work because you are able to attack them from the back as they're diving your bunker. So they are going to be moving around here, trying to stay in cover on the side of Dumpster Divers, rotating around to come through on the backside here, coming in. Not quite there yet, but they're going to be coming in very soon here. Yep, and they come in the wall immediately. Interesting there.
Good move.
Yeah,
tanks are not on the high ground.
People off the high ground, and Turbo Nerd getting a kill onto Snow Show, and just him getting a kill onto Mirage. So this defense is looking fairly good here as they continue to get these kills, and no kills really coming in for Dumpster Divers. Yep, not able to get that charge kill either. So they are pretty much out of time. Looking to make a touch here with this Coalescence here from Azalea. She's trying to put in a good effort, but does get taken down as Mirage is able to touch the point next. And, well, I don't think they'll be able to get this touch with, yeah, so that is going to be the end. So this can only be a tie.
It can either be a tie or OwOs can take this point, which would be great for me. But other than that, that was, from what I've seen on that approach, that was not the right approach from Dumpster Divers. I played against that comp. I played with that comp 100 times, and I've seen everyone go for different strategies, but none of them have really gone up the stairs to fight the Bastion. Fighting a Bastion is like trying to go right in front, is like trying to combat a nuke with one little bullet, okay? You're not going to win the fight, unfortunately. I'm not trying to criticize Dumpster Divers in any way because of that, but it's really not the strategy that I know anyone knows, really. But it was an interesting change of hand. It was an interesting change of strategy by OwOs to set up like that. But now they're on the attack, so what are they going to be running here?
And the interesting thing is, I don't think Dumpster Divers was expecting the Bastion Bunker, because if you remember correctly, on OwOs' second defense, they weren't running it. They ran on their first, and they ran on their third, but they didn't run on their second, so I think they might not have been expecting it on the side of Dumpster Divers.
Absolutely.
But they are going to be running it themselves, as they're getting set up here.
Yeah, they're setting up differently. They want OwOs to come to the point, because they know that is the most valuable piece of land right now.
Yeah,
if you lose that land, then you are pretty much broke. And meanwhile, on the side of Ohio OwOs, we see our first Hanzo play so far this tournament, and we see Pharmacy, which, yeah, if you look at a giant bird's eye view, you can actually see where that Pharmacy is going.
Yeah, so I think one of the essential pieces here is making sure they are contesting the point, because that can be a downfall of some bunkers. And since they only need a tick, it's especially crucial now. As we see the OwOs pushing in here, but German are getting taken down, along with Blackman's. This is going to be might be an early end, but the res coming out for Dead Inside as well on the defensive Pharmacy. So it is looking pretty good for Dumpster Divers, as OwOs need to wait for their players to come back to make a good push here.
Yeah, you say that, however. Yeah, you say that, however, there's one big factor right now, and just as Seaman is actually heading to it, Azalea died on the Mercy, and now she's running back on the Moira. Just as Seaman knows about it, and he's trying to isolate Azalea to make sure she can't get back to the team, to make sure that Ohio OwOs can push in. Unfortunately, it's not really working out well, but Seaman does get her!
But just Seaman was out of the fight there, but doesn't come back and take out Dead Inside. This is crumbling for Dumpster Divers right now, and they need to get some kills to recover here. Snowstorm needs to take out someone, but it's taken out himself by Turbo Nerd. It's looking good for the Ohio OwOs right now, and we need to see some hero plays from Dumpster Divers. The window coming out, and the tick is climbing up. They do get to contest, but that is it. It is Ohio was taking Volskaya, and that was quite a map. So it is currently 1-1 right now.
It is 1-1, and I gotta say, one thing that's definitely strong about Ohio OwOs is knowing when where the enemy is. Those enemy supports, that was twice that they chased down the enemy supports when they were coming back from spawn to secure the point. Mirage on point, Mirage when they were capping it, I think the second time, and then Azalea back there. Really good job by Ohio OwOs to identify that. So Dumpster Divers, they do have a lot to work on this map. However, there's a lot to work on in general for all teams. So really good job there by Ohio OwOs. And now it is 1-1, which I'm happy about, because that means this match is not a roll for the first time.
Yeah, but I would even say good job from Dumpster Divers. That was so close. I mean, both teams making it, to round 6. I mean, that was just a wonderful map there. So I think both teams did really well. It's just that Ohio was a little bit better and a little bit cleaner on their attacks and defenses.
Absolutely, yeah.
So yeah, I think we are going to be taking a break as is halftime. So we will be back. Also, to remember, you can cut this. And we are back after halftime. Uh, for Dumpster Divers versus OwOs, it is 1-1 and insanely close. You know, get your friends to come watch this stream if you haven't already, because this is amazing and definitely going to be one you're going to want to rewatch later. I know I'm going to be. We are going to be going into map 3 next, and it's going to be Blizzard World. So I'm so excited. I normally don't like Blizzard World that much, but in this particular case, I'm excited. So,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, I have to agree with you on this. We have seen so many close matchups so far. It has been back and forth between these two teams. They are really showing why Dumpster Divers should have been undefeated and why this should have been the match of the undefeateds. But they are still doing incredibly well. OwOs and Dumpster Divers, they are solidifying themselves at the top of this league. While Happy Squids might be out there ruining undefeated streaks and making everyone shame themselves, you still have a lot of other people trying to contest for that first place. OwOs, Dumpster Divers, everyone in that trying to contest in. So it's going to be interesting to see what we see on Blizzard World. Will Dumpster Divers be able to reclaim themselves after that Volskaya loss, or will OwOs be able to ride the momentum? So it's going to be interesting. And just so we are, we also could see a map 5 situation here, which would be astonishing. I have not seen a map 5 or not that much. I've not seen that many map 5s. I was on a team where we were known for map 5 thrillers, so it'll be interesting if we are able to go into a map 5 here between these two teams. And I feel like it would be very granted because these two teams are at the top.
Yeah, I mean that would just be exciting. And we were talking on the Nest about who's going to be the one to dethrone OwOs, because we know it's going to happen eventually. And I gotta say, I don't think we mentioned Dumpster Divers, and I'm feeling a bit ashamed of that. I like to pride myself on my analysis sometimes, so I'm a bit disappointed in myself for this one, but I'm glad I'm here to cast it. So yeah, we did have a couple of switches over the break, such as we had an Anomaly coming in for Dead Inside, and Nihao Brian coming in for Snowshow. So we have the DPS getting swapped out here for Dumpster Divers, who is now on the left and going to defending first.
Yeah, usually this is a strategy that we've seen from Dumpster Divers, especially in their last match. We saw Anomaly and Nihao Brian come in for Dead Inside and Snowshow after the first map, and now we see them after the second map, which means they mean business, because now it means probably because Dead Inside was not comfortable on that Mei. He's most likely probably a Doomfist one-trick. I don't blame him. Doomfist is very overpowered right now, but it most likely means that they don't want to be running him in these situations. So they decide to bring in Anomaly, who might be a more player, and Nihao Brian probably synergizes better with Anomaly in general.
Yeah, I would expect that. Keeping them as a duo is, definitely something teams like to do. So what are we thinking of these comps so far?
Well, it's very expected here from OwOs. It's very expected for them to run this McCree Junkrat because it's been working so well. And meanwhile, on the side of Dumpster Divers, you do see the Mei Bastion. That was also working very well. So what I do find surprising is no Ryan Zarya. We see a Sigma Orisa on the side of OwOs now, so it'll be interesting to see how it works here as we go into battle.
Yes, they're pushing him rather quickly, and I did notice the Orisa's on the ground and not up with the Bastion, so that's kind of an interesting thing that we don't see all that often. But we are going to be seeing the OwOs pushing in here, and it looks like we are going to be seeing Hooper holding the point here on this Orisa, making sure no progress is made. But Anomaly gets taken down by Turbo Nerd in the back there. So it's kind of interesting to see, and we see the Lucio trying to get some work done in the back, but Turbo Nerd is going to be taking down Mirage as he came back there. Mirage getting rezzed up by Azalea, but we do see the tanks going down for the Dumpster Divers along with the Mercy. Nihao Brian's still trying to get some work done there, but not really going to be able to do a lot. trying to keep him up. Maybe gonna go for a last minute contest there. They do touch the point using this tank, as I'm imagining they're gonna be switching off of it. Takes down Penguinator, but Neo Brian goes down along with Anomaly, and that is OwOs capturing point A pretty cleanly there, as they have 5 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, there definitely were some bright spots there from Dumpster Divers. When Azalea was flashbanged by Justice Seaman, who flanked behind on a McCree, Barrage was like instantly there to be able to protect her with a immortality field. Meanwhile, Justice Seaman now has switched off to the Hanzo, and Nihal Brian is the Reaper, so it'll be interesting to see how this works. Meanwhile, Turbo Nerd is still on the junk, so most likely we'll be seeing a Riptire come out here.
Both main tanks going down. So that's very interesting to see. You know, some teams have trouble without the main tank, but Dumpster Diver doesn't have to worry about that, as they do res Hooper back up and are able to push in here, get this aggression, and take out OwOs, push them back, and recapture this point here.
Yeah, definitely the mercy of Azalea is in different tiers. Here comes the Riptire from Turbo
coming out. Is it gonna get a big kill here? And it doesn't. Turbo Nerd also gets taken out while using it, so that's going to be Dumpster's continuing to kind of push forward here. Hooper does get taken down, but they are going to be winning that fight. They do need to make sure, yeah, they get the rest off us, so they are able to make sure Hooper is here for the next fight. Don't have to worry about that. You know, kind of holding strong here on point, or on, you know, point B here. So, you know, looking at the ult economy, it does look like OwOs does have a bit of the advantage here.
Actually, if you look at it, it's actually going to be even for here. It's actually going to be less now as we go into the fight.
Yeah, the coalescence coming out from the OwOs, taking down Anomaly, continuing to push forward here, along with that supercharger boosting everything. The Deathloss comes out, but does get booped away, and it is not able to get anything. Neo Brian gets taken down by Blackman, but the res coming up onto Neo Brian, but Azalea goes down there while getting that res off. Is Aurelius is getting a lot of work done on that Arista, which you don't normally see, and that's going to be the OwOs continuing to get these kills, and they're going to be able to continue to push forward here on the point, and that is going to be Dumpster back in the spawn.
Yeah, absolutely, and I feel like the main reason that Blossom didn't work was because Blackman, with the huge boop, being able to keep Nihal Brian away from the rest of the team, and then he got the finishing blow on him for Reddit Lucio play. 6 out of 10 on me.
Yeah, approaching the capture point here, they aggress again, and the Blizzard coming out, getting 2 very quick kills with a 3rd following up, and they're going to be winning that fight. That was very quick, very clean. I believe they only used 1 ult there, which is the Blizzard, so, you know, pretty nice usage there, and Justice Demon has swapped off to the Ashe.
Yeah, Ashe is a very, like, strategical pick. Again, in previous matches I've cast, of course, the Slipstream match with Dumpster Divers, we saw an Ashe, which was mainly used on Sanctum. Ashe's Dynamite can do a lot of damage behind shields, especially in this double shield meta, and Bob can easily be built up that way. So maybe Justice Seaman is doing that just because he's probably not comfortable on McCree, or he needs to get more damage. So it's going to be interesting to see what we get here from Justice Seaman's Ashe.
Yeah, an interesting rotation coming out from the OwOs, rotating over to this high ground to face Dumpster Divers here, who are also set up on the high ground. A Gravitic Flux coming out and a Riptire coming out. So many ults getting thrown out, and no kills have happened yet. Both beats getting used as well. Still no kills. Coalescence coming out, and as I say that, the Riptire comes out along with the death loss of 2k for either side from Turbo Nerd and Nihal Brian, and then 1 kill for each team. It is so back and forth, it's kind of insane. But it looked like the OwOs is taking the advantage here and are going to be pushing to cap this point, and they're not going to be able to touch in time on side Dumpster Divers. So that is going to be capped point B, and we are now on to point C.
Absolutely. I feel like the main reason that OwOs were able to take that was because of that Riptire killing both of the tanks. So really good job there by Turbo Node to be able to use the Riptire to be able to kill off the tanks, make the push easy, and then from there it was just death.
Yes, they're kind of setting up around this corner as they continue to push forward here. The huge dynamite coming on to Dumpster Divers though, and the Bob coming out as well. Justice Demon doing so much work there and cleaning up the Dumpster Divers. That was amazing work from everyone, but that was the Bob and the Dynamite combined from Just a Seaman, you know, really he shined there.
Yeah, Just a Seaman doing really good so far on this. Better than probably what I've seen so far from any other Ash player, no offense. But yeah, really good job here by Just a Seaman, but that is a big pick.
Yeah, the Coalescence plus the wall to prevent Aurelius from escaping is able to take out a key player, and from that, the rest of the dominoes falls, they take out the Ohio Woes, and they've a minute 20 to continue to capture this point, but already they've made such great progress here.
Absolutely, and they also have a pretty stable ult advantage. They are going to have the Blizzard and the Beat, and they're almost close to the Drum. Meanwhile, on the side of Ohio, they do have Tire, they do have Coalescence, they do have Beat. And reminder, Tire is a very effective ult if used correctly, so it's going to be interesting to see how Turbonode uses this Tire.
Yeah, the Coalescence coming out pushes Dumpster Drivers back up a little bit, but they respond with the Blizzard trying to capture some of these players out, and they are able to take down Aurelius off of that. And you know, as before, continue to take down the rest of the team off of that, only using the Blizzard there on the side of the Dumpster Divers, and able to win that fight. Only 30 seconds left. You know, they're really gonna need to be popping these ults next fight.
And you can see Turbonode is already preparing. If you look really closely on the spectator view, Turbonode is preparing to set up a Riptide because he's already far away from. He's not in sight. Here comes the Tire.
Yeah, and it comes out. Gonna see how much this is gonna get. The Coalescence coming out from Azalea, but the Rock stuns her out of that. The Tire doesn't get anyone though. Azalea is able to escape from that, and the Death Blossom coming out from Nihao Brown is able to take out Penguin Air, but Nihao Brown falls as well. The Beat coming out from the Ohio Woes and the Gravitic Flux. You know, so many ults getting thrown down. Exactly what I love to see, but the Dumpster Drivers are getting those kills, and the Gravitic Flux to, you know, help clean up there. But that is going to be them holding this, it looks like. Aurelius touching the point, and Penguinator coming in as well, but I don't think it's going to be enough for them to win this. I don't think they can make enough hero plays to bring it back. Yeah, and they're not, and Blackman not able to touch there, and so they are able to hold it before they cap point C.
I talked about how Riptire is a very effective ult if used correctly. I feel like their Turbonode did not use it very correctly because he went straight for Azalea. I was playing the Moira.
Yeah.
The problem was Azalea had the fade, so literally right by the second he was about to blow up Azalea with the Tire, Azalea just hit her shift button and just stood in place until the Tire was gone. So really good awareness there by Azalea to know that, oh, this Tire is going to be coming after me. I should probably hide and make sure that no one else is affected.
Yeah, and especially coming out of the stun that stopped her Coalescence there, so he is immediately after that stun having to press shift to make sure she doesn't get killed by the Tire.
I did not notice the stun, so thank you for pointing that out. But yeah, Dumpster Divers, despite that, Ohio Woes did get a lot of progress on this map. It's not very common to finish Blizzard World unless you're rolling the enemy team, which this is obviously not the case. But still, really good showing here by Ohio OwOs, if I can speak today. As for the Dumpster Divers, they're going to be heading on the attack, and it looks like they're going to be going for the usual meta. Ohio OwOs, though, they're running the Ashe again, but they're also running the Sim again. What's your thoughts on this?
Choice. I don't know. It's an interesting choice. Turboner does run a good Symmetra, as we saw on Volskaya Industries, and was able to do a lot completely independently as the only one left on the point. So, you know, I don't think it's a terrible choice, but we'll have to see how it goes. I'm very excited, and I'm curious the utility of the teleporter that's going to be used here, because there's not an insane amount of utility for it here, but we'll have to see how it gets used. Dumpster pushing in through the high ground, it looks like, and we're able to use that shield to stop the Rock there.
I'm just going to break it to you. Unfortunately, the teleporter is in the back. It's used as a respawn in case you get caught out and you have to come back to the point quickly. Unfortunately, it's going to be found out immediately from Dumpster Divers because they are taking the wide flank, and there goes the teleporter immediately.
Yeah, theoretically a good usage, but with the rotation that the Dumpster Divers were making, didn't end up working out, and we get to see the first teleporter, or the first turret getting taken down there, another one going down, so there's not much turrets left, I don't think, as they are on the high ground now. The Dynamite coming in is onto a couple players there, but so far not a lot of progress in terms of eliminations for either team. And the turrets are, fully set back up again as soon as Dumpster Divers decides to drop on the point. They'll be met with a nasty surprise, except the nasty surprise has come earlier because Justice Demon is sniping their heads off. So that is 2 going down, but Blackman also gets taken down, and there's not a lot of escape that can happen from Dumpster Divers, really. They are able to get Turbo Nerd, who decided to, go try to stop them on their way out. But, it's interesting. They are actually able to escape, which you don't normally see with the wide rotation.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be for long, though, because you can see how low Sid Vicious is. They are barely going to actually get out. Great job there by Dumpster Divers to stay alive.
Able to bring back up Sid Vicious, but the Bob coming out is going to stop them from really moving that way. But with the May Freeze, it doesn't matter that much. Hooper going down. Unfortunately, though, again at the beginning of this fight, and the wall coming up is going to stop a lot of this damage coming through, but it's not enough to prevent those 2 kills onto Turbo Nerd and Aurelius. Kills kind of going back and forth here. Dumpster Divers, Ohio was coming out on top, it looks like, though, and are able to clean up there. So they only have a minute, 40 to get this point here.
I feel like the Dumpster Divers are not really making a coordinated push right now. They're all over the place. Mirage used his sound barrier when pretty much Hooper was dead. That was pretty much useless. They had to use like a lot of their ults. Unfortunately, the good thing is they have all their ults pretty much back. So this is pretty much going to be a good fight. No matter what. OwOs has 3 ults, maybe 4 on the board. So it'll be interesting to see who gets the advantage in this fight when it all is said and done. When we only have a minute left for Dumpster Divers to claim the first point.
Yeah, making the high ground rotation again. Doesn't look like you're going to go for the super long rotation, though, and trying to get some picks as they set up here on the high ground. Maybe give them an advantage. If they don't quite get it, they're going to have to continue pushing towards the point using the supercharger and the coalescence and the blizzard coming out, try to get more damage done. The Bob getting thrown in the back line. Cooper and Neo O'Brien are going down alongside Vicious and Anomaly. They're only able to take out just a Seaman there. And yeah, so that's that fight done. They have 30 seconds to make a good push towards point, and you can't get a good full push like you want to, especially at the slow pace they've been going. And so it's not looking great for Dumpster Divers. But the last time we said that they did end up rolling through after that. So we will have to see how this goes.
Yeah, they are going to be having a little bit of an ult advantage if they can get to the point. However, it's going to be close. Mirage has the beat. Here comes Sid Vicious with the Graphitic Flux. It does get 4 people.
Oh,
and that's a Blossom.
With the 4K Death Blossom, bringing it back for the Dumpster Divers. Yep, and as I said, back against the wall they brought it out, and I'm looking for a Pita Volskaya. I want to see you guys roll through B, because that's what happened last time, and it is not that hard to repeat that performance. As once you get that cart rolling, it's possible to just keep it rolling pretty easily. I mean, not pretty easily. You obviously have to do some work, but if that defense is not set up properly, you can get a good roll going on these super maps.
Yeah, absolutely, and I feel like that Dumpster Divers just taking advantage of the fact that OwOs had no support ults was the reason they were able to pull it off. Graphitic Flux and Death Blossom is a deadly combo when used correctly, and they used it perfectly.
Yeah, the Coalescence coming out to continue to push OwOs back and try to get some of these kills as they take out Turbo Nerd and Aurelius. And so that is going to be them continuing to roll through here, and Ohio was forced to pull back as much as they can.
So apparently Azalea heard Turbo Nerd had a very small beam, and she decided to show him a very large beam in order to kill him there. But yeah, OwOs are starting to really be like, I don't want to use the word, but I'm gonna use it, boomed right now by Dumpster Divers, and it's not stopping. Never mind, it might stop.
Just occurs, but Aurelius does take down Anomaly, but that is not going to be the end of the fight, except Aurelius continues and takes down Neo O'Brien, and Sid Vicious also goes down. So this is going to be Dumpsters having to reset, and getting a fight win here is a lot harder than earlier in Point B, and they only have a minute left, so that is, 1, maybe 2 good fights depending on the speed at which you take them.
Yeah, and absolutely, and the fact that they really have no ults up right now, they are going to be building them up mid-fight or before the fight happens, but Ohio OwOs have 3 ults already on the board. They're about to have 4. And I feel like the crucial swap here is just a C-Man. He switched off that Ashe and he went straight to the Mei, which obviously proved to be very effective there. And obviously Dumpster Divers didn't expect it. So here they come pushing in.
Coming out, the Gravitic Flux coming out right after the Supercharger gets placed. And that's going to be taking down Hooper, and Mirage goes down. Not looking good for the Dumpster Divers. Nihao Brian is getting kills though. Takes out Blackman and Turbo Nerd, but Nihao Brian gets taken down himself, and you know it's not going to be enough. But try and get these kills, and if they can go in very quickly, and I mean 10 seconds.
Hooper's there.
Yeah, they do have Hooper to touch as soon as it gets close. You know, they might be able to bring this back. I don't want to doubt them because they've done some amazing stuff in overtime.
Yeah, and the weird thing is Sid Vicious has his ult, so if they're able to slow enough, loud enough, Sid Vicious might be able to turn this around.
Nihao Brian bringing out the Death Blossom, only able to take out Turbo Nerd though, and the Blizzard coming out from the Ohio Woes is going to slow any progress they're going to have. They are able to touch the Gravitic Flux comes out, but Dumpster is getting shredded here and not able to get any kills off the Gravitic Flux. So it is looking like they're going to be stopped here. Hooper is trying to get some work done, but it's going to be taken out. And that's going to be the end of Blizzard World, going to the Ohio OwOs. So something interesting we have going on. So first map, Dumpster Divers wins. Second map, very, very close, but Ohio OwOs brings it out. Oh, is this the 4K from Nihao Brian? Oh, this is beautiful. But we have the third map going to the Ohio OwOs, so this might just be the Ohio OwOs getting slowly stronger and stronger as the match goes on.
Absolutely.
So,
I feel like the Ohio OwOs are mad because they ended up losing that one map and ruining their entire golden stage, apart from the one draw from Happy Squids. But we don't talk about that. But regardless, they are not happy that they are not getting that golden stage anymore. So it's probably Ohio OwOs just being angry because they lost that one thing that was keeping their reputation alive right now. Apart from their first place in Minors Division, huge map differential,
and first in stage 1 win. You know.
Yeah,
but you know they don't have that golden stage.
Yeah, they don't have that golden stage. That ruins everything, guys. They've lost the entirety of Owlet. They're going to be leaving the league in approximately 10 minutes after the match is over. But anyway, going back on track. They are mad. They are revving up. They are getting their engines pumped, and they are ready to defeat the Dumpster Divers with a giant sweep here as we head into the final map, most likely. But it could depend. We could be seeing Dumpster Divers make a huge comeback. They could be whipping out a wacky strategy, which is unlikely for a team that always is the meta. But you never know. This is a Minors Division.
Yes, we're both predicting that Ohio OwOs is going to be taking this last map just based on momentum. But what do you think Dumpster Divers needs to do to come back?
I feel like one of the strong things that we saw from Dumpster Divers was their old DPS duo, which was Dead Inside and Snow Show, and that is mainly the big thing that they're working on. Sure, Anomaly and Nihao are not that bad. They are really good in their DPS role. They're really good in terms of doing that sort of ult economy, all that sort of strats and whatnot. But I feel like Dead Inside is just a little bit better than any of the players. No offense again to the players, but they're not doing that strong when they have Anomaly and Nihao on.
Yeah, so speaking to that DPS discussion, I would argue a bit because they are bringing in Dead Inside for Nihao Brian. So it doesn't look like to have super stringent DPS duos exactly. And given that, Dead Inside was running the Doomfist with Snowshow's Reaper earlier. And Nihao Brian was running the Reaper. So what I kind of want to see is the duo of Dead Inside and Nihao Brian, because I think Nihao Brian had a bit of a stronger showing on the Reaper. Personally. I'm not sure of your opinions on that, but so I think that might be the key DPS duo for Dumpster Divers.
It might be a thing of synergy as well. Maybe Nihao Brian and playing for time. I apologize, my mic is cutting out a bit. But yeah, what I was saying is that Nihao Brian and Anomaly, they were probably playing for a long time. While Dead Inside and Snow Show, they might have been playing for a long time. And maybe you try to mix the DPS duos and you just get confusion and you can't really figure it out. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see what Dumpster Divers does as we head into this next match.
Yeah, so we're gonna be heading into Rialto. So Rialto's an interesting map because it's
You can get a
one.
lot of red boobs.
Well, not as many as you think though. I think Far is kind of the bigger booper here. um, but yeah. So we have Rialto. You don't see a lot of teams get to the end. In fact, barely anyone gets to the end, unless a roll's happening as we were talking about. But that's not going to be happening. I don't expect that to be happening. So you get teams like finishing at point B or point A, and so this map can be fairly short actually. So I'm curious to see what we're going to be seeing going down. I expect far mercies from both sides, honestly.
And speaking of that, we actually do have 2 subs coming in. Jav is subbing in Turbo Nerd on the side of OwOs, and on the side of Dumpster Divers, Dead Inside is subbing in for Nihao Brian. So most likely they are going to be opting for a Pharah composition, because Jav and Anomaly are probably the 2 Pharah players, as we see. Probably you guys can't see it, but Anomaly and Jav are already selected on Pharah. So this is most likely what we are going to be seeing here from these 2 teams. Unfortunately, no Lucios are on the field anymore, which makes me want to cry. But it will be interesting to see if this is why we're seeing Dead Inside and Anomaly in the same game together. Because, reminder, we talked about how Dead Inside and Snow Show are usually together, and Anomaly and no, not Justice Seaman. I apologize. Nihao Brian are usually together, so it's pretty much the clash of 2 projectile DPS fighting against each other, or playing with each other.
And they are running the Bastion on attack here, looking to do a bit of a pirate ship. So I'm curious to see how this is going to be going. We do get a boot from that far, knocking the Ohio tanks off the high ground. Sorry, they switch sides again, confusing me. And we are gonna see them pushing forward. Have not quite gotten the setup yet. And Aurelius taking down Hooper, so looks like they're not going to be getting the setup immediately here. But Sid Vicious taking out Just Seaman is going to help get them a bit of an opening here, but they do need to wait for that Orisa to respawn and come back. As she is on her way, Sid Vicious helping keep the Dead Inside going and shooting and keeping that pressure onto the OwOs. And they're continuing to push forward, getting really aggressive here. Continue to push the OwOs back to give some of that space to get that pirate ship set up. Just Seaman taking down Anomaly and Anomaly taking down Jav. So as both the Far is down, but both of them get res right back up. Aurelius and Dead Inside go down. It is a very back and forth fight as both teams are being very aggressive here, it seems. But the cart continues to slowly push forward here. And Anomaly taking down Justice Seaman on that far, but Anomaly gets taken down by Jev. And that res is no longer up, so Anomaly is going to be coming back from spawn. And
yeah.
Yeah, so Penguinator goes down, but immediately gets res back up by Blackman. And the payload is continuing to push forward here, but Dead Inside gets taken down by Aurelius, but is getting resed up by Azalea. So things are kind of hectic as we just have had one long ongoing fight here since the beginning of the map began, as they are close to capping point C, but OwOs is standing strong and not letting them get that last little bit of progress. As I see, it was Flatman pulled out the pistol, but the barrage comes out and Anomaly gets a 2k, but just Seaman with Noah also gets 2k. It was an insane fight, but it looks like the OwOs have finally won the fight, and Dumpster Divers is back in spawn. They're going to have to attack again.
I had a lot of things to say about that fight, but I forgot them because of all the hectic that was going on. So
yeah, that was a very long fight. I definitely needed to take a breather after that.
It was a 3-minute fight, for goodness sake. That just shows how determined Dumpster Divers and OwOs are to finish this map. Speaking of OwOs, they have 5, maybe 4 ults now on the board, so it's gonna be close here.
Oh, the Gravitic Flux coming out. 1 kill for each side. The Dragons also coming out to help split up the Dumpster Divers as they, pushed in here. Just Team getting a kill instead. Fish says both the tanks down for the dumpster divers are going to be going back to spawn, and they have 40 seconds here about to push in and capture point A.
I definitely feel like this Bastion for Dead Inside is not going to work anymore, simply because you don't have the payload to really bunker on. So it's really a very risky move to keep on this Bastion. It could work. In a world, it could work.
I agree.
But I don't think it's this world, unfortunately. But we'll have to see, as that's a good pick.
Yeah, Jav getting taken down. You lose that damage from the sky, and I'm not sure that they're going to be able to res that back up. And they continue to push here with the tank ult, trying to come and get these kills. Does take down Aurelius and Penguinator right at the end of that ult, right as it's finishing up. So it looks like we were both wrong about that Bastion, and staying on it was a good decision, as they are going to be capturing point A right now with 2 minutes 30 to go through point B.
And the pirate ship is about to set sail. Ahoy, my mateys, for Italy, as we see. So yeah, definitely keeping that Bastion was a great idea in the long run, simply because of the configuration tank ultimate and the fact that they were just able to barrier him. My guess is earlier that they just weren't able to keep the Bastion as protected as usual, and it just wasn't working out. But now we do see a swap on the OwOs, just a Seaman switching over from the Hanzo to an Ashe, and he's dead.
Yep, Mirage taking down just a team there, and the barrage coming out from both fires, I think it was, but Jazz clearly the superior one, getting 3 kills there and stopping the progress and getting a boop onto Azalea there. Beautiful work from Jav on that Pharah, stopping the progress of the dumpster divers, and they did finally switch off that Bastion onto the McCree, as they are going to continue pushing here. That pirate ship lasted 1 corner. About. So
1 point in the corner, ladies and gentlemen. We've gotten somewhere. But yeah, now Dead Inside is on that McCree, so it'll probably be a bigger counter jab. And that is not what you want to see.
Though. So that's not a good fight to that start to that fight. But they continue forward with that window, trying to get some kills, but Anomaly goes down as well. So it's a bit rough. Does get rezzed up as the Orisa is coming in, able to throw down a shield. Not a very useful place, but you know, it does what it does. And they're going to be team push here with the Gravitic Flux coming out. Does capture 2, not able to get those kills. And the Gravitic Flux coming out from the OwOs as well, and able to get the kills there. Hooper going down. That main tank is down, along with Anomaly, and it's not looking good for the dumpster divers right now. Again, with only 35 seconds on the clock here to make it through the rest of point B. I don't think it's looking very good, because you'll have to stay on that, and you'll have to be pushing some of it in overtime.
Yeah,
so we're
absolutely.
gonna have to see how this is gonna go here.
They are going to be having the Barrage, the Deadeye, and the Valkyrie coming up here. However, OwOs have the Drum and they have Bob. That is a deadly combo, and that is not a good start. However, Azalea does get off the res.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see what happens here as dumpster divers are in last fight.
Anomaly going down.
Oh no!
It is not a good position here, and the Bob coming in the backline is not going to be good for them. But Dead Inside does take out just a Seaman, which gives them an opening, but does get res in the Bob in the back, getting the kills. Deadeye came out, but did not get anything, as Dead Inside was taken out by Jav. A barrage coming out from Jav again and from Anomaly, but it is going to be for naught, as they are stopped on the progress. And with where that payload is, you basically have to stop them at first point, or at least get a like 2 overtime stall on first point.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. So this is going to be extremely close here for dumpster divers to keep this series alive and bring us to a map 5. OwOs, they are on the road to keeping their undefeated stage alive. They may not have the golden stage, but they are looking for the clean 6-0 stage. As long as they end up winning next week, I'm going to knock on wood before I cast or curse that as well. But anyway, we are really seeing like the epiphany of like dumpster divers not really doing as well as we thought they were after that first map. We thought this was going to be back and forth, but OwOs have figured them out, and it seems like they're just staggering. I also feel like there is a big problem here with Dead Inside. We've seen him on the Doomfist, and he has done exceptionally well on that Doomfist, but on any other hero, he seems to have staggered a bit. So maybe McCree is not his comfort pick. Maybe he's not practicing McCree as well as, like, say, Nihao Bryan or their other DPS, which, looking. Shut up, Silent.
Yes, Silent making a sassy comment in the background. Um,
But anyway.
yeah, we're gonna be seeing this defense here, and see if he can show off his McCree a bit better. Because when you're backstream, so while it's a bit scary to show it off, but now they can kind of reset. They've taken a breather, and maybe he can show some good stuff as we see Ohio was pushing out with that Ash and Reaper. So it's different than what Dumpster was running, which I think is a good idea. I wasn't a huge fan of what Dumpster was ran.
Yeah, your composition is very hard, like, be able to predict, but...
Oh, Deadinside getting that headshot.
Absolutely, so we're actually seeing Deadinside starting to do well in the McCree, but Hooper is being picked off on that Orisa countless times, so there's obviously... It's probably not the DPS that's the problem, it's probably the main tank right now. No offense to Hooper, but he seems to be getting caught out a lot more. So this might be a problem if Dumpster Divers are not able to stabilize with this main tank. And right now, it doesn't look like they're able to stabilize, period.
Yeah. So we talked about how they basically need to get a good stall or stop them on point A, and that's not happening. It looks like they're going to be going to, point B with relatively little resistance, but we do see the Coalescence coming out, looking to make a fight here right before they cap the point. Trying
Anomaly
to get
also has almost has the barrage as well, so if he's able to build it up, that might be Dumpster Divers holding him here on A, but we'll have to see.
Yeah,
Bob's coming out.
Everyone on fire and the Bob coming out, it's not looking good. Justice Demon popping off again with that Ash, and they have capped point A, and they have 5 minutes to push it not even halfway through point B. So this is not looking good for Dumpster Divers, I must say. And the Ohio Woes continue to roll forward as Dumpster Divers have one fight left, and Deadinside has brought out the Doomfist. He decided, you know what, I'm playing my boy, bringing out the Doomfist, and we're gonna see how it goes.
It's a very bad early pick here from the Ohio Woes to get barrage as they're approaching that final quarter. Dumpster Divers have to defend here, or else their series is over.
Oh, Hooper going down again, but the barrage from the back gets a 3K. Making this possible for Dumpster Divers. They can bring it back now. They have, some of the picks that they need, but Ohio Woes is inches away from getting this, and with the beat coming down, it doesn't look like we're going to get much kills immediately here. Blackman taking down Anomaly, who's an essential pick for them. Blackman also taking out Mirage. Blackman doing very well on this Lucio, and with the Death Blossom coming out, going to be doing a lot of damage to Sid Vicious. They're not quite taking down, but as the Dumpster Divers continue to fall, it looks like they're going to be capping it, and that's going to be the end of the series there. It was 3-1, and although it finished on a bit of a dominance from Ohio, going into this match, we were kind of expecting it throughout the whole match, and Dumpster Divers, they didn't let that happen. They've showed that, they can stand up to Ohio and put up a fight. So
I have to agree with you there. Dumpster Divers, they should be proud about this matchup. They were not looking as great as they usually would coming into this match. They stood up more against the Ohio Woes than I feel like they did against Happy Squids. So great job for Dumpster Divers to be able to do that, to be able to bring these maps super close until the end. But unfortunately, Ohio Woes will be taking on the victory. They are still undefeated here in Stage 2. They are looking for this 6-0 to mimic Happy Squid's last stage, which Happy Squids is 5-1, by the way. So it's going to be interesting to see if Ohio Woes will be able to take that, and if Dumpster Divers will be able to, bring themselves back after this loss. It was a very close loss, though, so... Great job by Dumpster Divers. Great job by Ohio OWOs. And if I have to give a play of the game to anyone, or player of the match to anyone, Justice Seaman was by far just a pop-off, I have to say.
But honestly, though, so many of the Ohio players are great, and that's why they're at the top. Like, you're going in at one point, Blackman's popping off, at another point, Aurelius is popping off. Everyone pops off, and it's kind of insane. So, I mean, yeah, go ahead, and I'll agree with that, but, it's a hard one to give a player the match to.
Yeah, and I have to give credit to Blackman. He got 4 final blows on that final attack. when he was trying to win the match. That is a 9 out of 10 Reddit Lucio play from me. So great job, Blackman, and great job, all of Ohio OwOs. You definitely deserve this win. Dumpster Divers, you did do good. It's time to go back to the drawing board, try to work out every little missing kink you had there, and come back next week, look strong, and hopefully get in the stage playoffs and make yourselves worthy there. So there is still hope for Dumpster Divers to be able to come back.
Yeah, so I want to preview a bit of what we're going to be seeing. So I don't exactly know when this is going to be premiering, because we did have to pre-record it due to technical issues. So I don't know exactly when this is going to be, released. But yeah, it is looking to be released Monday, but we will have to see. So looking forward, OwOs are playing Peppermint Twist next, which is who they fell to, in the previous stage. So it is still possible for OwOs to be taken down and not have this fully undefeated stage, but they are one step closer to it and only one step away. And Dumpster is looking to face Ryujin Uprising next. So, that's going to be a likely win, keeping them in that top 4 to go to stage playoffs. And, from what I saw today, if the Dumpster Divers and the OwOs end up facing off again in the stage playoffs, which, we'll have to see how that does end up working out. But if they do end up facing off again, and if Dumpster Divers can, do a bit more planning, they have the starting seeds to face the OwOs and take them down. So I think if Dumpster Divers gets that last, piece, whatever it may be, working out DPS players a bit more, working on the front line a bit more, they could definitely be taking down OwOs if they faced off in stage playoffs.
Absolutely, and they could be using that Rage and Uprising match to be able to experiment with their DPS lineups, try to get some more variety, try to make sure everyone is comfortable on their roles. So
Yeah,
Dumpster
very
Divers
true.
do have a chance of getting redemption on the Ohio OwOs, so we will have to see when the stage playoffs come around.
Yep. So that was that was an amazing match, and I was very glad to cast it here with you, Nocturnal.
Yeah, I am super glad. I'm very happy that for the first time in my Owlet career, I did not cast a 4-0. It's a 3-1, but it's improvement.
Ooh. What an amazing game to cast. So that is going to be the end of the stream here. Thank you all for tuning in whenever this does get premiered, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the evening.